Silver Aglets. Resting my soul on a tread at the foot of the stairs, pulling myself together for another day, I noticed, I'm afraid, upon my nearly new shoes, the ends of the laces already frayed. So it was, not pulling too hard, sure I would break the last black fibres fashioned into braid. I felt the dark unfold in a dream of better lace tags I could sell to the world. Of more than 1,000 tips like these, known as Aglets still, recovered in the Jamestown excavations, all but one from the first English fort named by the settlers after their king, James, in Virginia, were forged from Puritan copper for the old-fashioned cords that held out in the straight-laced days of tobacco and Red Indians, before buttons were used on clothes. And this one, 38 millimeters long, wrought of silver while the savages whooped outside, as the maker had the dust of time on his hands, was hammered all over with a train of stars. I could offer aglets like these made of silver, and design a collectible science museum contrivance with neat little boxwood handles and a cast Ionian frieze to gather the mercury fibres in the lives of those weary of wear who felt they could use them into resolves of silver that would never pass away. Whoever reopened that worthless pit, looking into the dark and earthy face of the past, was reduced by the same silver gilder's fire that flickered over me that dawn looking into the furnace. I knew that all I ever wanted as sunset arose over the palisade was for it to end like this. After assay, I could be the first to try them. All four hallmarked, tapping from time to time on the vamps of the shoe. Unpredictably, when the laces were stiff and new, but easing as time passed by to a faster and thereby more familiar reminder on the street where you live that I was there to make a mark in the world, and, as much as they ever would be, for one used to flights of fancy, my feet were on the ground. Happy little bluebirds draw near, that their wings might be tipped in precious metal, and around me shoes are made wholesale upon lasts inspired by light from skins as blue as the sky was once upon a time, engrossed with a brogue of black dots as if they were the eggshells of thrushes to be sold for children that have never lived to break in upon the soft pavements of the atmosphere. I can see the entrepreneurs of paradise turning over the richer pastures of heaven, reclining among the lilac trees, wealthier here than angels, as indeed they had been on earth, coming up with a cream confection of the softest leather for Juliet, with my laces and with my aglets of silver. A commission for Romeo, wanting something pointless from earth, with his head in the clouds, confirming the colour as a common blue draining to a darker cerulean, and as the bluebell stem ends for her, coming apart from green into all the infinitely graded larkspurs in the bowl of the sky on the day my investments, my sacrifice, and my manufactories went up in smoke. And though some of the commercial dreams I have dared to dream really do come true, the thrill, above all, was to be lofted by them, and words such as these, to a high place, and there to be offered all the kingdoms of the world, and to weaken at the prospect, to come apart and fray, and yet not to unravel. The towering feeling of the lonely rich man, after a lifetime of good ideas and bad ideas, gathering himself once more to pass easy through the eye of a needle.